Now, this requires some teaching. This is 4.4, page 60 onwards. This is direct and indirect proportion, or direct and inverse proportion. Now, I would have done some teaching in class on this, those of you who are up for it. I'm going to jump straight into question 1. It says, y is directly proportional to the square of x. Straight into difficult ones. Essentially, y is directly proportional to, that's the alpha sign, as in alpha particles, the square of x. In other words, y equals some constant value multiplied by x squared to make an equation. Alright? And that's called the constant of proportionality. That's its title, that's its name. One L? Yeah. I hope. Yeah. So that's that. I won't keep writing this out every time it comes up. In other words, there's a direct proportion there. Y is directly linked to x squared, but y will equal something times x squared to make an equation out of it. So I'm now told in part A, x is 5 and y is 100. Okay, so I've got here y equals kx squared. I'm told that the y is 100. I'm told that the x value is going to be 5 when y is 100. Work out an equation connecting y and x. Okay then, so substituting these numbers in, I've got 100 equals something multiplied by 5 squared. So 100 is going to be k times 25 dividing by 25. The constant of proportionality is going to be 4. Therefore, what is my formula? Y equals 4x squared. That is my formula. That's it. And it says draw a graph of y against x for 0 to 5. In other words, I've got to draw this graph. I'm not going to do that. Essentially, I'm going to put into this x here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get a lovely graph that goes up a little bit like this. It's going to take off ever so quickly. Obviously 0 squared is 0. It's going to wham like that. You know all the x squared graphs are like this, don't you? But there's no negative values given. It's going to be really steep, really quick. And that's going to be the graph of y equals 4x squared. If you want to do it, you do it, but you don't have to. That's y against x. That's the shape you get. An x squared graph. No negative ones, just positive ones only. Alright? That's all I want to do about that. I've made a formula and I've plotted it. I think I'll do question 2. It says t is inversely proportional to v. Right, so t proportional to 1 over v. That's what inverse means, 1 over. And when v is 60, okay, so that's 60, t is 4. Okay, what have I got to do now? Obtain an equation. Right, so t is going to equal some constant times 1 out of v. In other words, t is going to equal to k over v. Put in the values. So that shouldn't be k, that should be 4. Apologies, that should say 4. So t is 4 and v is 60. Okay, so here I go. So 4 equals k divided by 60. So k is going to be, take it over and multiply like that, is going to be 4 times 60, otherwise known as 240. So what have I got here? My formula is going to be t equals k, which is 240, divided by v. There you go. That's my answer there. Then it says obtain equation. Right, work out the value of v when t equals 12. Okay, so I'm now going to plug a 12 into there. So do some cross multiplying there. V equals 240 divided by t. Just rearranging that simple equation there. And that's going to be 240, divide that by 12. Well, I can see that 12 goes into 24 twice. Answer 20. Alright, dead easy. I think I'll do question 3 as well, taking these nice and slow. It says the triangle has a fixed area of 15 centimetre square. So area equals 15 centimetre square. Now part A says this, being glitchy as whatever. Right, express the formula connecting the base B and the perpendicular height h in the form of B equals K over h. Okay, so I want B equals K over h. Right, and find the value of the constant of proportionality K. Okay then, lovely. Well, it's a triangle and the fixed area is 15 all the time. So here I go. In order to find out K, is going to be B times h. In other words, BH. Is that alright? Now, the area of a triangle is not base times height. It's half base times height. Therefore, half of K is half base times height. And I know half base times height is 15. And so therefore half of the constant of proportionality equals 15, alright? Because half base times height is an area, and the area is 15. Therefore K equals twice as much as 15. Is that alright? 2 15s. One day this will work really well. 15s, and therefore K equals 30. Back to the question, and express the formula right. So I want a real formula. Therefore, my formula is going to be B equals 30, because that's the K, divided by H. That's my formula expressed correctly. Find 3 possible pairs of values for B and H. Oh, okay then, so it could be anything. Let's just do this. If I say B times H is 30, I can go 5 for B and 6 for H. 5, 6 are 30. I can go 6 for B and 5 for H. I can say 2 for B and 15 for H. I can say 15 for base and 2 for the height, etc. So, and then it says I've got to sketch a graph of B against H. Well, look, I know what I'm going to get, so I'm going to sketch it for you anyway. So you're meant to plug all these numbers up the side and sketch them, but look, it's a 1 over X graph, in this case a 1 over H graph, and 1 over graphs that look like this, of this type of graph looks like this. Just let me draw it, goes like that. Okay, so this will be my B and this will be my H. Is that okay? So plot a graph of B against H. That's exactly how it's going to look, alright? And that's beautiful. And that's how it's going to look. It's a beautiful graph. I'm going to stop there, maybe do question 4 and then have a little relax and then think about where we're going to go. Come on. Let's add another page then. Okay, I've just resumed. I'm doing question 4 now. Again, take them slowly. These are quite tricky, aren't they? You're given x is proportional to 1 over the square root of y. How can we say that? X is proportional to 1 over the square root of y, or x is inversely proportional to the square root of y, or indirectly proportional to the square root of y. And I'm told y is worth something, 2.25, and I'm told x is worth 3.2. Fair enough. And then it says find an equation connecting x and y. Very easy. Well, let's just get the constant in place. So x equals k over the square root of y. So let's just plug in my 3.2 there. So k is going to be x multiplied by the square root of y, which is 3.2, multiplied by the square root of 2.25. And let's just get an answer quickly. So 2.25 rooted, it's that, I'm going to multiply that by 3.2, so it's 4.8. So according to me, K is 4.8. So what's my formula? X equals 4.8 divided by the square root of Y. Okay, so that's my formula. It'll always work. Find an equation, done it. Work out the value of X when Y equals 0.25. Well, I can do that now because I've got my K value, my constant of proportionality. So that's 0.25. So I want to work out X. So here I go. So X is going to be 4.8 divided by the square root of 0.25. Okay, pick up my calculator. So it's 4.8 divided by square root 0.25. Bam, 9.6. Okay, so X is 9.6. Work out the value of Y when X equals 1.2. So let's just use my formula here. So I've got 1.2 equals 4.8 divided by my square root of Y. Swapping over, my square root of Y is 4.8 over 1.2. Now I can see that 4.8 over 1.2 is exactly 4. No calculator required. So the square root of Y is 4. Therefore Y is going to be 4 squared. That's the inverse operation. Let me write it. So Y equals 16. Lovely. One more question, and I'm not sure how long this video is, but I will do one more question. If it lets me turn the page. Okay, I managed to turn the page. I'm back with you now. Question 5. I've got a little dome like that. It's ever so pretty, and it looks a bit hollow, but it can't be because it's a paperweight. So it looks like that, and it's all solid. I've got a little price tag on that thing. Here it is, and it comes to £16 to buy this lovely paperweight. I don't know why it's so expensive. It's silver or something, and the diameter is 8 centimeters from there to there. Nice and heavy. A glass company, oh, it's glass, okay. A glass company makes hemispherical paperweights of different sizes. The price of each paperweight is proportional to the cube of the diameter. So here I go, price. Come on. Okay, trying again. So price equals some constant multiplied by the cube of the diameter. Alright, that's what I've got so far. No letters required, just use the actual words. I've not been given letters. So the price of the paperweight of diameter 8 centimeters is 16. Okay, so that's 16 in there, the pounds, and the diameter in there is 8. So I can work out the K and get a proper formula. Then it says, what is the price of a smaller paperweight of diameter 6 centimeters? Well, how about I work out my K value first and get a real formula and then use it. So here I go. So 16 equals K. Oh, honestly. Equals K times 8 cubed. So K is going to be 16 divided by whatever 8 cubed is. Pick up my calculator. 16 divided by 8 cubed is a very titchy number, obviously, because 8 times 8 times 8 is quite big. So 0.03125. I'm not going to round off anything. So here's my formula. So price equals 0, please work, 0.03125 multiplied by my diameter cubed. Right, work out the price of a smaller paperweight of diameter 6. Okay, so I'm going to put a 6 in there right now. So here I go. So price, oh come on, is 0.03125 multiplied by 6 cubed, and the answer will be in pounds because my original formula was given to me in 16 pounds. So let's put it in there. So 0.03125 multiplied by 6 cubed gives me £6.75 exactly, 6.75, and that's it. That's beautiful. I'm going to stop there because it's quite a long video. It's probably really glitchy in some places, but that's that. And I'll look at some of the more dodgy stuff on page 61 in a minute. See you soon.